Hello, 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 you guys, and welcome back. Buenas tardes. How are you guys? Good afternoon. I hope you guys are doing well. You guys, today I want to talk about this, and everybody's talking about with Vice President Kamala Harris having Meg the Stallion and Quavo, I believe is his name, performing at one of her rallies. And so I've been listening to both camps, a lot of people on the conservative side or Republicans or Trump supporters, basically making content saying, how ratchet this was, Megan the Stallion is up there twerking. And Quavo and these rappers, coming out for this rally for Kamala Harris. And then you have people, who are Democrats who are just like, yeah, this was fun, this is cool. Did you guys see, Meg the Stallion performing at this rally? Okay, you guys, let me offer you guys a different perspective on this. These politicians are well aware that they need to get the young voters to come out and vote for them. And they know that they need to mobilize and energize these young voters. And what better way? Like both sides, I'm not sure. Like when I hear like Trump supporters or conservatives or Republicans, saying, they're like dogging Meg the Stallion out and Kamala Harris saying, why you gotta have Meg the Stallion up there, twerking. Speaking of twerking, you guys, I just came out of my dance class and I was talking to one of these young ladies that I just love, and I hadn't seen her in a while. And when class was over, this dance instructor that we love, I'm telling you guys, he needs literally, if I knew Beyonce, if you're listening to me, you need to get this guy on your team. You've got to get this guy on your team. I have never seen somebody dance as well as this man. T-Bird is telling you, Beyonce, okay? And so when me and this young lady, when we finished class today, we were just kind of talking, and we were talking about this instructor because he is so filled with energy, but he is a phenomenal dancer. And I was telling my friend, I was telling her, I was like, look, I didn't even know how to twerk until I came to this dance class. This man can dance, you guys. And when I said that, she kind of looked at me. She was like, right? She said when she first started coming to this class that she too was like, why does this man know how to twerk better than me? And I never knew how to twerk, so he definitely know how to twerk better than me. And so I'm up there like learning something new every dance class, okay? And so it just kind of reminded me of what's going on out here with this Meg the Stallion. And they, everybody's talking about how Meg the Stallion had, was up there at the rally for Kamala Harris. And people are saying basically that, that was not the place. That was not the place for Meg the Stallion. Shame on Kamala having Quavo, some rapper, and Meg the Stallion up there twerking at this rally. Let me express something to you guys. Although I did see that the Republicans had Amber Rose come up and speak at their convention. Amber Rose, just look at her. She definitely, look-wise, doesn't have like this conservative look. She has like short blonde hair. She has like a tattoo across her forehead. And she spoke at the Republican convention. I didn't see anything wrong with that either. Just like I didn't see anything wrong with Meg the Stallion performing at the rally for Kamala Harris. You know why? Because all of these politicians know how important the young vote is. And most youthful people, you guys, feel like politics is like out of their realm. They feel like it's like a lot of young people are like, I don't really follow all that. Like, that's something for like old people or something. Oftentimes they're not in touch with what's going on. But yet, this is a huge demographic, you guys. So of course politicians are going to want to be able to relate to the young voter. So I'm like, why are people giving Kamala Harris and her campaign flack for having Meg the Stallion and Quavo at this rally? They know they need to appeal to the younger voter. The other thing that I want to say about this too is this should let you guys know, because I have heard before people say, and I don't know if these are African people who say this, I'm not sure. But I remember in the past, I would hear people from Africa say things like, Black Americans don't have any culture. Like, they need to come back to Africa to get true culture. Like Black Americans don't have culture. And every time I would hear that, I always found that to be very interesting, because although you guys know I don't listen to rap. I don't follow Meg the Stallion. I don't follow Cardi B's and all these people. But this isn't actual culture. People watch Black Americans and mimic our culture all the time. Let me give you another example. I was watching some movies on Netflix, and they are African movies, filmed and produced, I don't know where, in Africa. And I was like so perplexed when I saw these movies. These are current movies. And I was like, why do these Black women, why do these African women have on these wigs? Have on these silky straight wigs. It just looked so abnormal. It didn't look, of course, it's not natural. But I was like, why are African women in movies? Because you guys have to understand that oftentimes the movies and what they're portraying in the movies is very similar to, you know, the women in that culture, in that country, in that continent. And I was thinking, these African women have beautiful hair. These African women are very creative. Like, have you guys seen all of the beautiful hairstyles? Just pull up on Google or on YouTube, natural hairstyles. It is so many different ways you can style your hair, you guys. You can have braids, you can have locks, you can have twists. You, even within the braids, you can have, you know, your hair up in a pony. You know, it's countless different ways. You can have a real low, short haircut. You can have dreads and then have a symmetrical cut. Like, it is so many different ways you can wear your natural hair. I immediately was looking at these African movies and I was like, why are these women wearing these same wigs that these Black Americans are wearing? Why? And then it's like the light just came on. I'm like, oh, because these women in these other countries look up to us. These women in these other countries trying to do what Black American women are doing. We set the trends. So when you hear people say, oh, Black Americans don't have any culture because they were ripped from, you know, the African lands due to slavery, this is absolutely false. You may not agree with the culture, but there's absolutely a Black American culture. And people like Meg the Stallion and Quavo and different rappers and Cardi B's and things like that, People actually look up to them, you guys. They actually want to do what these ladies are doing. So although you may not be a twerker, again, I'm not a twerker. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, that I back twerking or anything like that. But I do understand that from a politician's perspective, they need to be appealing to the young vote. They need to be appealing and be relatable to young voters. This is a huge demographic, you guys. And anybody who is offended by Meg the Stallion and the culture and rappers being at these politicians' rallies and these political rallies, either you don't know how important that young vote is, or you don't know how other people from other countries are heavily influenced by the Black American culture. Absolutely they are. I've seen people and heard people from other countries wanting to rap, wanting to speak like these rappers, these hip hop guys, these hip hop ladies. They absolutely look up to a Meg the Stallion. What are you talking about? Why wouldn't Kamala Harris have a Meg the Stallion up there? Just like, if I'm not mistaken, Beyonce performed for Barack Obama. This is culture, you guys. I didn't see anything wrong with it. And if you are offended by that, if you were offended, one of these people who were truly offended by Meg the Stallion being at that rally performing, and Quavo or rappers being at this rally for Kamala Harris, if you were truly offended by that, you weren't going to vote for Kamala anyway. You weren't going to vote for her anyway. So, it's like, be honest. Don't act like you were an independent like myself and you were like really on the fence and you were like, I don't know. Should I vote for Trump or should I vote for Kamala? And then you saw Meg the Stallion twerking at the rally and was like, oh, nope, absolutely not. Nope, now I'm not voting for Kamala. So it's like, come on, guys, let's be real. You weren't going to vote for Kamala anyway. So for you to say, oh, this was disrespectful, or it had no place at that rally for Meg the Stallion to be twerking up there on stage. Yes, it did. It had absolutely a place there. Don't get mad at Kamala Harris because she recognizes how important the young vote is. And she knows absolutely how influential people like a Meg the Stallion are. That if somebody like that stamps you, if a Beyonce says that this is who she's voting for, they absolutely know what that comes with. That is very powerful. That means the entire beehive is likely, most of them will vote for Kamala if somebody like a Beyonce stamps her approval on that. Somebody like Meg the Stallion, you guys, these people are very influential. To who? Young voters. So it was absolutely genius. And as far as I'm concerned, very necessary for Kamala Harris to have somebody like a Meg the Stallion at a rally, pumping up the crowd. She needs to be relatable, you guys. Young people oftentimes just look at a person over a certain age, and definitely a person in politics, and they just kind of see them as like super serious or unrelatable. Like, you don't know what we going through. You don't know our struggles of today. Kamala Harris absolutely needs the young voters to know that she is relatable. and that she can connect with them. So it made absolute sense. As soon as I saw that Meg the Stallion was performing at the rally, I said, of course. But to my people out there who finding so much issue with that, talking about it was disrespectful, there's no place to be twerking up there at a rally. My message to you is, you weren't going to vote for Kamala anyway. Don't act like you were on the fence and Meg the Stallion being up on stage convinced you that you didn't want to vote for Kamala. Be honest. You know that's not true. You weren't going to vote for her anyway. So she doesn't care. Nobody cares that you're not going to vote for her or that you found it to be disrespectful. You weren't going to vote for her anyway. Okay. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for you guys. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button and share this video with somebody who you feel may be able to receive the message. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.